So that was episode 16. Eyes. It was a lot of fun. I liked all of it. It was cool to bring back kind of the psych-horror plot and mention Bester even if he didn't actually show up, and just kind of, it was kind of bringing a whole bunch of little bits together, like psych-horror and how Sinclair got the job, and then Minbari, and just all these little bits. Yeah, it was cool. I actually really liked Ivanova in this one. If only I knew how to pronounce her name. I mean, not that I haven't liked her before, but I just never found her overly interesting before, but I'm like, okay, you're more interesting in this episode, definitely. So, she has grown on me. And of course, lots of Sinclair being awesome. He's kind of the master at the SmackDown end of episode speech, or not, I guess end of episode, but end of episode conflict speech. Just kind of being like, yeah. And Jeffrey Combs is in it, which is exciting. Although it's kind of funny, but when he's not Wei-Yun, then I keep kind of expecting eldritch abominations to start coming out of his head or something, because of a couple of movies my friend made me watch that he's in, which were pretty horrifying. But okay. No, yeah, I love Jeffrey Combs. Totally exciting to see him here. I liked his character too. I liked, he was a psych-horror kind of guy who wasn't like a total douche. It was just kind of weird because they mentioned Talia, but she wasn't in the episode. And I don't know, it just was kind of odd that she wasn't there, maybe. I guess she didn't really have anything to do with what was going on, but still. I don't know, there's just a lot of good interactions between I guess you would say the three leads. This is a show of three leads, I don't know. The three main human characters. Plus all the stuff with Lanier, and the Garibaldi's motorcycle. Oh, that was funny. And then at the end when he finished it, I was like, go ride it. And then they did. Although I was like, where are you going to ride it? And then at first I was like, oh yeah, you have this ridiculous space station that's just really, really big. But that was cool. They got to ride the motorcycle, even if it didn't make cool noises, because it was being powered by some alien thing. Whatever. What else? Yeah, there's just a couple bits here that made me laugh. That bit at the end, there's a bit after they knock out the Colonel douche guy, when Ivanova says, I guess that's the end of the investigation, and Sinclair just sort of grunts. That was okay. It's kind of like, yeah. Cutscene. Yes. Good thing for Glassjaws. I don't know, I enjoyed it. Yes. Yes, I enjoyed it. The end. Alright, so that was episode 17, Legacies. Because one-word titles are all we can summon the strength to make here, apparently. No, I really liked that one. I think probably because a lot of it was this missing dead body investigation, and I always like mysteries. I took a couple of notes. One of those notes was, they said that the last war started when some Minbari named Ducat was murdered. So that's funny. I actually did read something ages ago on one of those, B5 versus DS9 kind of things, where Ducat is obviously a character on DS9. He's like a huge, important character. And in B5 he's somebody who's been dead for a while, but was probably important. It's just kind of funny because I don't even know. Like, the entire one show versus the other thing just completely confuses me, because they're both really good, just in different ways. And you know, I just get this feeling that in the 90s, it was just a bunch of butthurt B5 fans who were like, nobody watches our show because everybody watches Star Trek, because Star Trek is something people have actually heard of. And I'm like, you know what? Shut up. Oh, you stole our character. Fuck you. This is like a character, I think this guy's name has been mentioned like twice so far. So no, nobody stole your character's name. It's a name. Come on. Can delete that note. Oh, the other note. Angry Cuttlefish Man. So I like that B5 just has all these just like completely disgusting weird aliens living like in its bowels. Like, it hasn't even been here that long, has it? But it's just kind of like all these horrifying creatures. No, let's see. The station's been there for like 2 years, right? When did it find time to have all the whatever? But yeah, there's these weird corpse-eating cuttlefish creatures, which was probably my favorite alien so far. Angry Cuttlefish Man. Yes. Okay. What the hell else happened? Oh, I liked the other plot. There was the other plot about, the little telepath girl. That was fun. Oh, and Talia showed up, because she's apparently still living on the station. Yes. Yes. There was lots of Ivanova, which was good. There was lots of everybody, really, except, the other alien ambassadors that are not Delenn. I like Natoff. She's amusing to me. Like, the thing about checking Elisa's teeth and stuff. I was just like, Natoff, what? What the F, lady? I like her. Yeah. I guess that's what I have to say. Oh, wait, hang on. There's that bit at the end. Chrysalis. What's going on there? What is Delenn hiding? What's that? That's the name of the last episode of the season, according to the list, which I think it was. Let me check. Yeah, Chrysalis. I got to watch 4 episodes before I get to that one. But, you know, that's exciting. So we'll see what that means. I don't know, I got all the little bits and pieces. Yes. Whatever. I enjoyed this, so. No, goddammit, I want to see what the ship looks like. Episode 18 of Voice in the Wilderness, Part 1. So, now there's a 2-parter, which I guess was really the only way the show could become more awesome, would be to have something that has a cliffhanger halfway through it, so that I can go insane. Oh man, I'm loving this. Like, just, I don't even know. Suddenly everything is exponentially more wonderful. Maybe I'm just in a good mood. I don't even know what to say. I don't know. There's just a lot of, like, people interacting, which is always my favorite thing. And, Garibaldi, your life. And Londo's hilarious. I always forget that Garibaldi and Londo were supposed to, like, be kind of friends, because I don't know why I always forget this, because I'm pretty sure this has been, like, a thing for a while, that they get along, at least. I guess it's probably, this is so stupid, but it's probably because Garibaldi's the chief of security, and my other main reference of chief of security on a space station is really grumpy. So, yeah. Would not think Londo was funny at all, but I do, so it's cool. Yes, he entertains me. Oh, and I like Delenn, the little, like, subplot with Delenn and her friend, her mentor. I love the bit at the beginning where Garibaldi's, like, creepily in the elevator, and they're just like, okay. I love the part where Ivanova and Sinclair are like, somebody should probably check out the planet. Like, oh, let's go on an adventure. And actually, it occurred to me while watching that sequence where they were flying into the planet, this is the first time that anybody on the show has set foot on, like, a planet on the show. They're always just on the space station, and yet I never felt like it was overly confined or like it was boring, that it was always taking place in the same place. I don't know. I mean, it's probably it's a complaint shows like that get, and it's just like, well, I don't know. Like, what? How I Met Your Mother is entirely set in New York, except when they occasionally go to, like, New Jersey. And they don't go to Mars on that show. Oh, speaking of Mars, I love Mars. Mars is my favorite planet. So maybe that's why I love Sinclair, because he is from Mars. It is yet another thing. Oh, and I had notes again. And one of them was Sinclair's from Mars, and the other was Ivanova is God. I loved that bit. She just progressively kind of rises in my estimation of her and my degree of liking her, because I think that originally, right from the beginning, I've liked Sinclair and Garibaldi, but Ivanova, she's now she's up there for sure, but it's just taken her a little bit longer for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Maybe she just didn't do as much at the beginning or get as much attention. Whatever. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna make some insane predictions. My insane predictions are that the giant shadow octopus ship came through the wormhole. I mean, fuck. The jump gate. It is not a wormhole. Well, I guess it is kind of a wormhole. It's not the wormhole. Come on. Remember what show you're watching. Yes, that it's going to be the giant shadow octopus ship, that the planet is a computer, and the shadow octopus ship is going to eat the planet. No. And then everyone dies. Show's over. I don't know what the rest of it's about. Whatever. Back for part 2 of A Voice in the Wilderness, episode 19. Yes. So that was a good ending. Happy ending, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, it's much less exciting because it's not like I can't make insane predictions about what's going to happen in the next part, because there's no next part. But yeah, I liked it. Okay, it wasn't a giant octopus shadow ship, but it was still interesting. There was a lot of tension and stuff, and lots of Londo being fabulous, and Delenn being really awesome. Yeah. I don't know, I have much to say about that half, I guess. I like the little ending, kinda. I liked I think my favorite thing about this was when they realized that the alien dude had been sending his, like, SOS projection to just these specific, like, 3 specific people on the station. And kind of the idea that one of them could take his place. And I like that Delenn was just like, I think Sinclair would have done it if he'd known. But his destiny lies elsewhere, which is just, like, kind of creepy considering she was on the Grey Council. It's like, I don't know, Delenn, do you have plans for Sinclair? Are you up to things? Are you as on the up and up as you give the impression of being? Because I don't know. Am I supposed to trust you? But I actually started freaking out about halfway through this, like, for no real reason. Because I realized, well, I figured out what was going to happen. I figured out that Delenn's friend was going to take the place in the computer. But I started thinking, oh my god, you know, there's 4 more seasons of this, plus a couple episodes, and, like, I don't know how it all ends. And I don't know. The characters some of the characters could end up dying. And, like, for some reason this hadn't occurred to me before, but now I'm suddenly in just kind of like, oh my god, no, what's the point of anything anymore? Kind of like mode. And so that was kind of ridiculous. I guess because I really like all the characters, and I don't think I've ever gone into a TV show thinking, okay, I'm gonna watch all of this, without knowing who was going to make it to the end. Except in one case, which was that I didn't realize that Tasha was going to die in Star Trek: The Next Generation. But I thought she was. I knew that she wasn't on most of the show, but I thought that she was just going to, like, you know, go get a job somewhere else or just randomly disappear like Yeoman Rand did in the original series, you know. But no, she straight up died. So now I'm, like, worried that somebody's going to die, which is stupid. I'm actually, for some reason, I'm worried Garibaldi's going to die above any of the other characters, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. I don't know how he's the one that I'm like, whoa. Probably because I have vague notions of a couple of the characters definitely being in later episodes. Also, Jakar, we haven't seen Jakar for, like, forever. Where are you, Ro? Where are you? Come back. Yes. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And that was a 2 for today. So, I'm probably not going to watch it today anyway. And, yes, so that was good. So 20, Babylon Squared. So I'm starting to get this idea that Sinclair might have some sort of destiny. I don't even know. So he's in the spacesuit, and my guess is that the woman talking to him was Delenn, but obviously I don't really know. It's intense. What war? Some war in the future. And the scene where Sinclair had the time jump, was it the future? Or the past? Because he seemed really confused, so I kind of guessed that it was the future. That was pretty crazy. I don't know. There's going to be some war, and they're going to need Babylon 4? What? Why? Something happened to Babylon 5? But then you'd have to change the title of the show. No shit. This is a show about a space station that's not in the show. I don't know. Yes, I think I had notes again. Oh, yes, I did. One of my notes was, that I thought the beginning was really funny. The more humorous scenes in which some combination of Sinclair, Garibaldi, and Ivanova interact is always a good thing. And the trick they played on her was funny. And then, the other note was unstuck in time, because the guy running Babylon 4 specifically said that phrase, and then so I'm just kind of like, now we got some Kurt Vonnegut realness happening. But everything is better when it becomes more like something Kurt Vonnegut would have written, or did write. Yes. I guess I don't really have that much else to say. That pretty much covered the bases. Holy shit, and I'm loving it. So, I was going to note something. So, normally, I've been making these videos have 5 episodes each, but because there's only 2 more episodes left of Season 1, I think I'm just going to have this one be extra long. So, yeah, so we're finishing out Season 1 here. So, I look forward to the next episode. And to finding out what Chrysalis means eventually. Well, I mean, I know what it means, but like what it means in the context of the show. Okay, so episode 21, The Quality of Mercy. This one was, I don't even really know what happened in this one. Like, there were 3 different plots, a couple of them interconnected, but 2 of them, there's a word for that, whatever, came together, but mostly the 3rd one didn't. Okay, I took notes, as usual. My first note was mundane things. I wrote that at the very beginning, but near the very beginning. But I guess what I meant by that was that the episode is, what it focuses on kind of struck me as just kind of, not everyday life on the station exactly, but things that happen in the world, and then to the point where they're fairly mundane. Like, what do you do with a serial killer? Or even, what do you do with a murderer when you're, on a space station a gazillion, however many miles from Earth, and you can't exactly, and it's not convenient to send them back, but you can't really keep them, and how they kind of went into that. And then the Dr. Franklin. Oh, if Dr. Franklin gets a story, for once, it's been like forever, I feel, which is fine because he's kind of boring. But, here he is going along. I like that, he's a good guy. He helps people. Of course, let's see what else. In relation to that, I wrote, of course it works, to her little, device thing. It's like one of those stories where you can kind of see that obviously the doubting Dr. Franklin is going to realize that this thing actually works, and da-da-da. Now, as usual, Babylon 5 manages to take something that I'm kind of going, really, this is stupid, and twist it so that it's something different than what I would have expected. So, in that case, being how she's giving little bits of her life energy to heal these people, which was really cool, and then I liked how she reversed that at the end. It was basically just like, have my ill-defined but apparently terrible disease, motherfucker! That was wonderful. So that I liked. The prisoner escaping was kind of stupid just because it's like, oh, of course. But then he got his comeuppance, so it was okay. The third plot was the most fun because it was Londo being all like, Lanier, I will teach you the ways of the culture, or whatever, and just using it as an excuse to take him to wherever that place was, a bar or whatever. And then I just love Lanier. He's just like, okay, I will experience your culture, and then it just doesn't affect him at all. He's just like, okay. I don't know. I thought it was sweet because again, I look at a story like that, and I can see particular ways that it could go, and then Babylon 5 takes it a different route. I'm like, yes, of course, I suppose the poker, but then that was a little bit different too, because you imagine, alright, so he's super good at probability, so for some reason this also makes him really lucky and get good cards. Whatever, he's good at this, and he's linear, and he's getting all the chips. But then, of course, but then nobody gets pissed at him. You expect them to get angry at him and assume that he's cheating. But instead it's Londo who's cheating with his horrifying tentacles that he apparently has. Thank you for that show. But they were fun. I really like Lanier. He's a sweetheart. And he's also a ninja, apparently. I was just like, what? What just happened? And then I loved, not loved. But yeah, there's all sorts of good stuff, I think. So, all in all, an episode that doesn't really explore the higher mythos of the show. I guess this is a show that could be described as having a mythos, whatever. But instead, the sort of everyday-ish life of people in the station, which I always enjoy. So, I'm almost done with season 1. That'll be exciting. So that's one more episode, and then I'm done with season 1. Oh. Yay. What the fuck? Episode 22, Chrysalis. It didn't... There was no resolution. Fuck. Okay, so, basically, the president got assassinated, and Garibaldi got shot, and Delenn is turning into something, and the shadow people are back. Okay, I don't remember if I had some sort of prediction about the shadow people. Or the connection between Mr. What Do You Want and the shadow people, because he comes back. And it's all creepy about how apparently someday Ambassador Malari will be exactly what he needs to help them in some sort of plan, and then Jakar's there's some other force at work here, and then And then Delenn is just like, I have to turn into something now, bye. And fuck, I don't know what's going on. And she couldn't. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. Okay, mostly I'm really just freaking out because it just left all these kind of plot threads dangling, like, come back and watch the next season to find out what the hell. Mostly, what is Delenn turning into, and is Garibaldi going to be okay? Because, like, he has to be, because it is not okay if he's not okay. It is not. He's my favorite. I will break something. I had notes. Once more. Oh, okay, so, what's her name? Catherine is back now, which is nice, because she hasn't been here, like, the entire season. And now, her and Sinclair are gonna get married. Actually, once they decided that, I pretty much went into something terrible is going to happen mode, and I was actually quite surprised that nothing terrible happened to either of them. The president... How do I even... Okay, well, let's talk about the assassination plot a little bit, because it was a little confusing to me. So, we don't know who's behind it yet, but it's... My guess is that it's probably all those Earthers kind of people, you know, because the vice president's, now president's, speech was all just like, we're going to do things for ourselves, and I was kind of like, you know, it sounds nice, but I've got the feeling that you're, you know, something's going on here. And they were at a crossroads, and now Jakar doesn't like where they're going, and I don't think anyone likes where they're going, and I'm really worried, and I don't want Londo to get more involved with these shadow people, because, like, I should probably not like him, but I do like him. I don't even know why. I think just because he's fun. Okay, sorry, back to the assassination thing. So, I get why the things Garibaldi found would make him think, okay, somebody's going to assassinate the president. That made sense. What I don't understand, though, they were on Babylon 5, all that crap. It was on Babylon 5, which is nowhere near Io. Of course, I have absolutely no idea how fast those jump gates are. Maybe they're sort of instantaneous, so somebody could have taken those and traveled, except... I don't know. Oh, and that fucking security officer who's a mole just fucking standing there. Oh, and I thought it was really weird that everybody can see into the operating theater just because it's like... Like, come on. First of all, nobody wants to see that. And secondly, ain't nobody wants to be operated on with the knowledge that anybody could just walk in and, like, stare at your guts. What? That's just weird. Okay, no, seriously though, but can you tell that I'm just really nervous and I really need Garibaldi to be okay? And there's other little bit. I believe, intentional invocation of this vice president being kind of like LBJ, like getting sworn in on the plane, spaceship. I mean, even the way that they set up the swearing in was very much made me go, that's definitely on purpose. So this kind of, does that mean there's going to be a war? I mean, I don't know who they're going to fight. Well, more like who aren't they going to fight? And what is Delenn turning into, and what is going on? And why is all Minbari technology like just weird, colorful plates of plastic? Whatever. Everything needs to be super okay, or I will never forgive the show. The end.